Good morning. Welcome to Morning Special. 여러분 안녕하세요. 2월 12일 수요일 최수진의 모닝 스페셜입니다. Well, I still get goosebumps just thinking about director Pong's amazing feat at the Oscars this year. But it seems many other people feel the same around the world. And in fact, a new set of national treasures, if you will, have been designated for Korea. And that would be the Pong Kim Bang Pae Son. 네, 봉준호 감독이 기생충으로 아카데미 작품상 등 4개 부문을 석권하자 중국 언론도 이를 크게 보도하면서 봉준호, 김연아, 방탄소년단, 페이커, 손흥민이 한국의 5대 국보라고 평가했습니다. 중국 신화닷컴은 봉준호 감독이 92회 아카데미 시상식에서 작품상은 물론 감독상 등 모두 4개 부문을 휩쓸었다고 보도했는데요. 봉준호 감독과 피겨스케이팅 그랜드슬램에 빛나는 김연아 선수, 세계를 휩쓸고 있는 BTS, 최정상급 프로게이머 페이커, 그리고 세계적인 축구 선수 손흥민 선수가 한국의 5대 국보가 아닐까라고 덧붙였습니다. 물론 한 언론사의 의견이지만 어떻게 보면 그만큼 국보라고 불릴 정도로 이 5이 우리나라의 이름을 빛나게 하지 않았나 싶네요. Well, with that in mind, here's a quiz question. Which of the following is also a Korean national treasure? 1번 석굴암, 2번 반반 치킨, 3번 짜파구리. 오늘도 청취자 여러분의 많은 참여 기다리고 있습니다. 퀴즈 정답 보내주신 분들 중에 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 고칼슘 쌀룬 두유 보내드리겠습니다. 또 여러분의 소식과 소감, 그리고 방송 중 궁금한 질문 있으시면 보내주세요. 반디 게시판 무료로 이용 가능하고요. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045로 보내주시면 되겠습니다. Now let's get the show started by greeting the one and only Steve, who's sitting right beside me. Good morning.
May I recommend that the new set of national treasures be expanded to Bong Kim Bang Pae Son Mosu? And if I really had my way, it would be Mosu Bong Kim Bang Pae Son.
그렇군요.
Morning Special, yeah?
모스까지 포함해서 한국의 6대 국보로 수정을 하고 싶다. 저도 뭐 마음은 같습니다.
Yeah, good morning to you. How are you doing
Good
today?
morning. I am doing very well. How are you?
I'm good. It's so warm outside today.
It is getting warmer.
You noticed, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of raining, kind of not in the areas of Seoul and the surrounding areas. But I noticed that when I came outside today, and then I checked the temperature in my car, it said 9 degrees.
Really?
Yeah, meant to be really warm for the next couple of days, unseasonably warm. And then by Sunday, I think it's meant to snow.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so the weather's kind of all over the place these days.
It's hot one day, cold the other. Well, not hot, but warm and cold.
Feels hot though, doesn't
Yeah,
it? You
it
watched
does.
Parasite again last night,
I
huh?
did, yeah. I paid to watch it again on my computer. And you know what? I realized certain details and, things in the movie that I didn't the first time I watched it. And it was just so sort of mesmerizing to realize all of the different nuances and the meanings behind certain things.
I think you're right. It's that kind of film. When you watch it the first time, you are so enthralled with the plot that you're not really looking at other little tiny details. So going back and watching it again, you can pick up on some of those things. And I'm going to do the same. This weekend, I'm going to be watching Parasite again.
Yeah, director Bong actually said, I think yesterday or the day before, in an interview, the whole aim of this movie was the first time around when you watch it, you just watch a movie that you think is fun to watch. And then once you go home, you keep thinking about it. He said that was the aim, to get you to keep thinking about certain scenes and what that meant. And it worked.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished,
For
indeed.
sure.
Well, of course, lots of important things happening around the world. But first and foremost, we have to stay healthy. Lots of precautionary measures to keep in mind when it comes to the novel coronavirus. Today, we're going to take a quick look at some myths that are circulating relating the virus.
You're right. And these myths have been verified and answered or busted or confirmed by the WHO or the World Health Organization on its website. So the number of new cases of coronavirus infections worldwide is increasing by the day. I didn't check the most updated numbers this morning, but the death toll has passed 1,000 and the number of infections over 40,000, I believe. The possibility of this spreading into a pandemic is quite real, I suppose, and many people from around the world are concerned about the possibility of infection in their daily lives. And as a result, fake news, we've talked about this, things that have not been scientifically verified, they are spreading around the internet, and that in turn hinders a correct and rational response to the issue in general. So to answer many of those fake news stories and myths regarding the new coronavirus, the WHO, they have opened a webpage titled Novel Coronavirus Advice for the Public, Mythbusters.
네, 요즘 계속해서 신종 코로나와 관련된 예방 수칙 또 여러 가지 지침에 대한 얘기로 모닝 스페셜을 시작하고 있습니다. 오늘은요, WHO 세계보건기구가 발표한 가짜 뉴스 에 대한 내용을 좀 요약해서 소개해드리도록 하겠습니다. 뭐 여러 가지 소문이 돌고 있어요. A lot of people are worried and therefore spreading rumors. Some of them are true, some of them are not.
That's right. So one of these myths, one of the questions that's answered on the internet is it safe to receive a letter or a package from China? And the answer, yes, it is safe. People receiving packages from China are not at risk of contracting the new coronavirus. From previous analysis, we know that the virus does not survive long on objects such as letters or packages.
All right, that's good to know. What about this one? Can pets at home spread the new coronavirus?
Very good question. At present, there is no evidence that companion animals or pets such as dogs or cats can be infected with the virus. However, it is always a good idea to wash your hands with soap and water after contact with pets. This protects you against various common bacteria such as E. coli and salmonella that can pass between pets and humans. But in terms of the coronavirus, there is no evidence yet that the pet in your home can be infected.
Now, do vaccines against pneumonia protect you against the new coronavirus?
The answer to that question is no. Vaccines against pneumonia, such as, well, there's different types of influenza out there. Those vaccines, the ones that we typically receive at this time of year, they do not provide protection against the new coronavirus.
What about if you gargle, use those mouthwash products out there? Can gargling mouthwash protect you from infection with the new coronavirus?
No, there is no evidence that using mouthwash will protect you from infection. Some brands of mouthwash can eliminate certain microbes for a few minutes in the saliva in your mouth. However, this does not mean that it can protect you from infection.
And finally, can eating garlic help prevent infection with the new coronavirus?
Garlic is a very healthy food that may have many beneficial properties. However, there is no evidence from the current outbreak that eating garlic has protected people from this virus.
5가지 가짜 뉴스를 소개해 드렸습니다. 첫 번째는요, 중국에서 오는 택배나 우편물 받아도 된다 이고요. 두 번째는 반려동물이 코로나 바이러스를 퍼뜨리지 않는다. 세 번째는 폐렴 백신을 쓰면은 신종 코로나 바이러스 감염증 예방할 수 없다고요. 네 번째는 구강 청결제 가글을 이용해서 헹구는 행동은 신종 코로나를 막는 데에 어떤 예방책으로 사용할 수는 없습니다. 그리고 마지막 마늘, 몸에 굉장히 좋지만 이 마늘을 먹는 식습관이 신종 코로나 감염을 막는 것은 아닙니다. 항상 청결, 또 청결. First and foremost is hygiene. I believe wash your hands as often as possible, wear your masks, and stay safe.
And also, there are no silly questions when it
is true.
When it comes to an issue such as this. So if you do have a concern, post it up with your local authorities or visit that WHO website and find out as much information as you possibly can.
Yeah. I think I'd also like to add that the Korean site is the CDC government site, Center for Disease Control. You can go there to get more information in Korean because this one is in English.
Excellent.
The WHO site. Okay, now with that said, let's start with today's global headlines. 자, 이제 세계 각국 언론사들의 어떤 헤드라인이 올라왔는지 살펴보는 시간입니다. Touch Global Headlines.
Although the Lunar New Year holiday is officially over in China, concerns are still mounting on whether the country would be able to return to normalcy amid the novel coronavirus outbreak.
춘제 연휴를 마친 중국의 공장들이 재가동에 들어갔지만 신종 코로나의 여파로 정상화의 적자는 차질이 빚어지고 있습니다.
In the wake of its historic Academy Award win in 4 categories, including Best Picture, Parasite will dramatically expand its theater count in the United States to as many as 2,000 or more locations.
영화 기생충이 올해 아카데미 시상식에서 사관왕을 차지하면서 북미 상영관 수를 2,000개 이상 늘릴 예정인 것으로 알려졌습니다.
After destroying crops in Kenya, one of the biggest locust outbreaks in decades has arrived in Uganda and Tanzania, raising concerns over a food shortage crisis.
케냐를 휩쓴 거대한 메뚜기 떼가 인근 우간다와 탄자니아도 덮쳐 식량난 우려가 커지고 있습니다.
The UK government has announced it is studying the feasibility of a bridge between Scotland and Northern Ireland.
영국 정부가 스코틀랜드와 북아일랜드를 잇는 대교를 건설하는 방안을 검토 중이라고 밝혔습니다. If you'd like to listen to the headlines again, you can do so by visiting our website. 모닝스페셜 홈페이지에 들어가시면요, 지금 읽어드린 헤드라인 무료로 다시 들으실 수 있습니다. 많은 이용 바랍니다. Let's go over the headlines.
Headline number 1 today. Although the Lunar New Year holiday is officially over in China, concerns are still mounting on whether the country would be able to return to normalcy amid the novel coronavirus outbreak.
춘제 연휴를 마친 중국의 공장들이 재가동에 들어갔지만 신종 코로나의 여파로 정상화의 적자는 차질이 빚어지고 있습니다.
Government officials had extended China's official Lunar New Year holiday by 3 days to early February, the 3rd day of February, to keep people at home. Major business hubs like cities of Beijing and Shanghai and the provinces of Guangdong and Shandong had further extended their holidays until Monday, but now the global economy is starting to feel the impact. The economy has been hampered by both the outbreak and its containment efforts, a process that has cut off workers from their jobs and factories from their raw materials. The result of those things is a slowdown that is already cutting major traffic along the world's shipping lines and also leading to forecasts of a sharp fall in production of everything from cars to smartphones and more.
Depending on which part of China you're looking at, some areas have had as many as 18 days off of work, which may be, good in terms of who you talk to, but in terms of the production and what you're supposed to get out of these companies, not such a great thing for money. However, you just mentioned that some of the workers have been cut off from their workplaces. That is the trouble. They have a big shortage of employees right now because not everyone is able to go back to their workplace.
Yeah, and what you're seeing is the effects in China because of what you just mentioned, but you're seeing effects overseas as well. For example, car makers in Korea are maybe having to slow down their production or maybe even stop their production because of parts that they cannot get from China as a result of what's happening with the outbreak. China's containment efforts, they're saying as well, are contributing to the disruptions because authorities have locked down a region around Wuhan. That's the area that we're very well familiar with now. And they're taking a tough stance on traffic. That means workers are struggling to get back to their jobs. Many towns and cities have begun imposing 2-week mandatory quarantines on truck drivers that have arrived or are picking up cargo in the city, or even those who just drove in the areas. So we are seeing the massive effects of this now economically.
네, 그렇습니다. 중국에서 춘제 연휴를 좀 연장을 했었죠. 그래서 최장 18일 만에 현지 시간 10일 제조 공장들이 재가동에 들어갔습니다. 하지만 많은 직원들이 지금 격리 조치 중이고요. 이동 통제 제한을 받고 있기 때문에 지금 이 많은 공장들에서 근로자 확보에 어려움을 겪고 있다는 내용이 되겠습니다. 우리나라와 관련된 이제 중국 공장들 같은 경우 뭐 삼성, LG 등등 여러 기업이 중국에 공장을 가지고 있죠. 근데 이 공장 중에 일부는 다시 한번 재가동 일정이 미뤄진 것으로 이렇게 나타났습니다. 그래서 각 지방 정부의 지침에 따라서 공장을 다시 가동하느냐 마느냐가 결정이 된다고 하고요. 상황을 더 지켜봐야 된다. 이런 얘기가 나오고 있습니다. Some companies are saying they've listed certain things you have to do right now amidst the, coronavirus scare. And one of those is stay at least a meter away from your co-workers. Don't share food. Don't talk to your co-workers. And, when you're in a factory, this is very difficult.
Yeah, that's right. So we're seeing extra steps taken now. I saw an article and pictures on the internet of nurses that were coming into the area. They were actually shaving their heads before they're going to the area to tackle the frontline problem because of the possibility that the virus could be in their hair. So everybody's doing exactly what they think they can, but there is a warning from officials saying that we may have only seen the tip of the iceberg.
네, 그렇습니다. 상당수 민간 기업의 경우에는요, 직원들의 재택근무를 지시한 것으로 이렇게 보도가 되고 있고요. 학교들, 중국에서의 많은 학교는 지금 개학을 연기했다고 합니다. 내지는 지금 이제 학교를 다니고 있었던 학생들의 경우 온라인 수업으로 대체하는 방안도 지금 시행이 되고 있다고 하죠. 한편 중국의 시진핑 국가주석은 설 명절 후 처음으로 대중 앞에서 모습을 드러내기도 했습니다. Okay, we'll leave that there and move on to the movie scene for headline number 2.
In the wake of its historic Academy Award win in 4 categories, including Best Picture, Parasite will dramatically expand its theater count in the United States to as many as 2,000 or more locations.
영화 기생충이 올해 아카데미 시상식에서 사관왕을 차지하면서 북미 상영관 수를 2,000개 이상으로 늘릴 예정인 것으로 알려졌습니다.
I don't think we see it very often where a movie becomes even more popular in theaters after the Oscars, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Usually the popularity in theaters is seen before the Oscars, but with Parasite, I think we are going to be experiencing exactly that because it opened in early October in cinemas in the United States, but considering that the widest cinema count to date has been about 1,060 locations, I think you're going to see a lot more money headed in the direction of the Parasite team because a lot more theaters will be seeing it now.
Absolutely. And the DVD version of the film has been released, and yet they're saying people will still go to the cinema to watch it.
Yeah, the DVD version came out on January 28th, but yes, up to 2,000 or more locations. And this is one of the benefits, I thought, of it winning not only Best Picture, but the other awards, too, is that people in America are now going to say, oh, wait, what's this film? You know, maybe never even hearing of it before. So they'll get out there and, a lot more people will be seeing Parasite.
Washington Post said yesterday, if you haven't yet watched Parasite, go and watch it now.
Yeah.
So all across the nation in America, media outlets and celebrities included, they're all saying, if you haven't watched it, why? Go and watch it now.
Well, it is looking to pass Pan's Labyrinth on the list of the highest grossing foreign films in the United States. Number 1, if you're curious to know, is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That made $128.1 million. Life is Beautiful, if you remember that movie as well.
Oh, yeah.
Italian film.
Yeah. About the war.
Yep, that's right. That made $57 million. So we'll keep an eye on Parasite's numbers in terms of ticket sales. But it already made a ton of money here. $130 million to date overseas, $71 million in South Korea. But that number is about to explode, I think.
네, 그렇습니다. 미국에서 아카데미 수상을 하기 전까지만 해도요. 현재도 지금 한 1,000개 정도, 1,060개의 상영관에서 기생충을 상영하고 있는데 이 숫자가 2,000개 상영관 이상으로 늘어날 것이다. 이런 보도가 나오고 있습니다. 실제로 어제 워싱턴 포스트에서는요. 기생충을 아직 보지 못했다면 지금 당장 가서 봐라. 이런 얘기까지 했네요.
And just very quickly, in the UK, if you're curious to know, Parasite scored the biggest opening of all time for a non-English language film. And in the coming days, the screen count in the UK will jump from about 185 locations to more than 400.
Exactly.
So they're going to be loving it in England too.
It's only just started showing in the UK. I think it was on the 7th of this month. So they're a bit late in screening this movie. But as you said, it's been an explosive start.
And the fact that they're late, it just means more great things for the film, as long as they see it, right?
그렇습니다. 영국에서도 흥행 성적을 우리가 지금 기대할 수 있을 것 같아요. 지난 7일 영국에서 기생충이 개봉을 했는데 비영어 영화의 오프닝 성적으로는 영국에서 최고 성적을 거뒀다고 Variety가 보도했습니다. 한편 국내 한국에서는요. 기생충 각본집과 스토리북 세트도 지금 불티나게 팔리고 있다는 소식까지 전해드리겠습니다. 자, 그럼 다음 헤드라인으로 넘어가 볼게요. This time, this is troubling news in Africa.
Troubling may be an understatement. After destroying crops in Kenya, one of the biggest locust outbreaks in decades has arrived in Uganda and Tanzania, raising concerns over a food shortage crisis.
케냐를 휩쓴 거대한 메뚜기 떼가 인근 우간다와 탄자니아도 덮쳐 식량난 우려가 커지고 있습니다. Now, for those of our listeners thinking, locusts, how bad can it get? Give us the perspective here.
Well, I mean, if you look up the word locust in the dictionary and translate it to Korean, it's metugi, which is basically a grasshopper.
Yeah, which is very cute. You know, you see it in the countryside every now and then.
Sure.
It's not cute in Africa, not in Kenya and Uganda.
It can be catastrophic, right? That's why the government had an emergency meeting hours after the locusts were spotted inside Uganda on Sunday. And they're actually going to be deploying military forces to help with ground-based pesticide spraying. The swarms, these are billions of locusts. They've been destroying crops in Kenya. They haven't seen an outbreak like this in 70 years. Somalia and Ethiopia as well. It's been about a quarter century since they've seen anything like this. And they could say that a new wave, a new swarm could come with the unusually heavy rains leading to wet conditions. That's very good for locusts. And you could see a growth of up to 500 times of what they're seeing now. And I'll just give you a piece of information to put it in perspective. The issue here is not about the danger to human beings in terms of biting or something like that. It's about the crops. These locusts eat all the crops, and this is how much they eat. If you look at the United States, for example, locusts in one day can eat as much as everyone in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York. So the problem here is that they're destroying crops. This could be catastrophic for the people in the region because there could be a massive food shortage for farmers and for people who depend on that food.
네, 그렇습니다. 케냐가 이제 동아프리카에 있는 국가죠. 근데 케냐에 얼마나 많은 메뚜기들이 지금 발견이 됐냐면은 그 면적으로 봤을 때는요. 60km 대 40km. 이 정도 엄청난 면적이죠. 우리나라로 비교를 하자면은 제주도의 전체 면적과 좀 비슷합니다. 이 정도의 면적이 전부 다 메뚜기로 가득 찬 그런 메뚜기 떼가 발견이 됐는데 여기에만 머무는 것이 아니라 주변 우간다와 탄자니아까지도 덮쳤다고 하고요. 메뚜기 떼가 1제곱킬로미터 정도의 면적에만 있어도 수만 명 분량의 식량을 먹어치운다고 합니다. 그러니 지금은 우리가 뭐 그보다 수십 배, 뭐 수백 배 정도의 메뚜기 떼를 지금 보고 있는데 식량난에 직면할 수 있다. 수백만 명이 앞으로 기아에 직면할 수 있다라는 우려스러운 보도가 나오고 있습니다. 자, 마지막 소식으로 가볼게요. Now to our final story in the UK.
The UK government has announced it is studying the feasibility of a bridge between Scotland and Northern Ireland.
영국 정부가 스코틀랜드와 북아일랜드를 잇는 대교를 건설하는 방안을 검토 중이라고 밝혔습니다.
So this idea has been floated by Prime Minister Boris Johnson, and he has promised to build major new infrastructure to better connect parts of the UK in the wake of Britain's divisive exit from the European Union. He also said that he wants regions outside of the southeast of England, that's the economically dominant area of the region. He wants to boost regions outside of there, but it's not going to be cheap. He said that the bridge, and he's had this idea, he's mentioned it several times, that it would cost about 15 billion pounds. That's about 20 billion US dollars.
We have a picture up on our 보이는 radio right now. As you can see, the coloured parts are the UK. The grey part does not belong to the UK. That still belongs to the EU, which is the Republic of Ireland. But they're thinking of making a bridge between that orange part, Scotland, and the green part, Northern Ireland.
Yeah, and it doesn't look that far, does it? You know, if you look at the most narrow part of the distance between Northern Ireland and Scotland, it's only about 19 kilometers long. But the problem is the sea is extremely deep. It's about 1,000 feet or 300 meters. And also the sea bed, it has thousands of unexploded bombs that was dumped by Britain's defense ministry after World War II. So this is not an easy project. They say that the most feasible spot to build a bridge might be about 45 kilometers long between Northern Ireland and Scotland. But civil engineers, they say it is possible. And with enough money, it could happen. So we'll have to wait and see.
영국 총리 보리스 존슨이 2018년에도 주장했던 내용입니다. 스코틀랜드와 북아일랜드 사이에 다리를 짓자. 이제 다리 위로 만약에 기차가 다닌다라고 하면은 항공 운송 부담을 많이 줄일 수 있겠죠. 하지만 지금 전문가들이 우려하는 부분은 이 다리를 짓는데 들어가는 돈이 어마어마할 것이다. 그리고 상당히 조금 지형적으로 다리를 짓기 쉽지 않은 지역이라고 합니다. 그래서 구간을 어디로 잡느냐도 좀 고민을 좀 더 많이 해봐야 되는 문제다라는 얘기도 나오고 있습니다.
There are different ferry options. Now, if you noticed on Point and Radio, there was a picture of a ferry there. That particular one only takes a little over 2 hours to get between Scotland and Northern Ireland. So I'm not sure how much of a benefit that bridge would provide or not.
All right. Well, those were our headlines this morning. Let's remind our listeners of the quiz.
Which of the following is also a Korean national treasure? Is it number one? These are written in English, Sue, so help me out. 석굴암.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, number two. Oh, this is easy. 반반 chicken. Or number three. I know this one too. 자파구리.
네, 그렇습니다. 고카심 쌀룬두유 총 5분께 보내드리겠습니다. 정답 계속 보내주세요. 박진영 님이요. 제가 들은 모스 퀴즈 중에서 가장 어렵네요. 국가적 보물은 뭔지 알겠지만 저만의 보물은 치맥이거든요. 뭘 고르죠? 하셨습니다. 네, 본인의 취향은 잠시 내려놓으시고 국가적 보물 골라주시면 되겠습니다. 노래 듣고 와서요. 여러분의 사연과 뉴스 포커스 살펴보겠습니다. Natalie Cole sings This Will Be an Everlasting Love. From now on... Make sure to tune into Morning Special every single day. Well, thank you. If you haven't done so already, that is, of course. Let's take a look at your messages. 1016님이요. 봄을 재촉하는 비가 차분히 내리는 아침입니다. 안녕하세요. 출근길에 가끔 듣는데 처음 문자 보내봐요. National Treasure. 석굴암이 아니라 오늘만은 봉준호 감독의 짜파구리라고 말하고 싶습니다. 크크크. 수고하시고 즐거운 하루 되세요. 라고 보내주셨습니다. Disputable answer choices today, I guess.
That was an interesting thing in the film, wasn't it?
Yeah. How was it translated in English?
Oh, I forget. I would have
okay.
to watch it again. But I thought it was an interesting thing because you had this expensive beef, right, with the cheap noodles. And I thought that's exactly what the film is about.
Yeah.
Right? You had the high-class people with the quote-unquote poor, low-class people. That was all in that dish.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, you had the beef, like the expensive stuff with the cheap noodles. So
Yeah.
that's what I took it to mean anyway.
Apparently it was translated as ramdon in English, which...
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not a thing either as
No,
far
but
as I know.
I think you understand what it is, though, instantly. When you hear ramdon, it's like ramen and udon, which is, of course, Japanese, but nonetheless, you get the concept, right?
Yep, I knew what it was, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, very, very interesting stuff indeed.
Oh, that never occurred to you about the mix of the dishes?
Not that dish, no.
Yeah.
Everything, I guess, in that whole movie is about class.
The whole movie is in that bowl. For me, that's what I took away.
Yeah,
I could
that's
be
so
wrong.
true.
I don't know.
문채원 님이요. 우리 채이의 9살 생일 축하해주세요. 엄마랑 듣고 있는 초등 5학년입니다. 생일 축하 노래 해주시는 거 너무 좋아 보여요. 문채희의 생일 축하 노래 해주세요. 하셨습니다.
Where's the name again?
문채희.
문채희.
Or we could just say 채희.
Okay, Chehi. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to Chehi.
축하드립니다.
Happy birthday.
번째 생일.
Have a great day.
Have a lovely day today. 9. Wow, close to 10.
That's an exciting time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you feel really grown up around this age.
Absolutely.
Yeah, oh, you're getting close to 2 digits. Oh my goodness. Enjoy this day and this whole month and the whole year, in fact. I hope it's the best 9th birthday ever. All right, we'll keep sending in your messages and any questions you might have. In fact, we do have a question from our listener 6692님. Good morning. I have a question. How do you say 수영은 필수다 in English? Can you say swimming is necessary? I think I would say swimming is a must.
Yeah, that sounds okay to me. Swimming is a must. Swimming is necessary is okay, but it depends on the sentence that is around those words, right? So to simply say swimming is necessary, I would ask you, necessary for what?
For what? Ah, right.
Yeah.
Yes. 그 좀 문맥을 더 설명을 해주시면은 더 좋은 영어 문장이 나올 것 같은데요. The way I understand it is you have to know how to swim, I think is what this person is trying to say.
Oh, like in life.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me think about that for a few minutes and
Okay.
I'll come back to that question.
Perfect. 네, 조금 더 생각해 보고요. 이따가 뉴스 포커스 살펴보고 나서 다시 한번 표현 말씀드리도록 하겠습니다. 자, 뉴스 포커스 첫 번째 한번 볼게요. Let's look at our first news focus story. 신종 코로나 바이러스 감염증과 관련된 음모론을 놓고 미국과 중국의 설전이 벌어졌습니다. 미국 주재 중국 대사는 이 루머가 패닉과 인종차별을 일으킨다고 경고했고요. 미국의 한 의원은 중국이 거짓말을 하고 있다고 반박했습니다. Let's listen to the story.
Chinese ambassador to the United States, Chui Tiankai, pushed back on what he called suspicion and rumors about the origins of the Wuhan coronavirus. In an interview with CBS's Face the Nation, Chui acknowledged that a lot is still unknown, and our scientists, Chinese scientists, American scientists, scientists of other countries are doing their best to learn more about the virus. The Chinese diplomat also defended China's treatment of Li Wenliang, a doctor who alerted authorities about the outbreak, saying, "We are all very saddened about the death of Dr. Li. He was a good doctor. He was a devoted doctor, and he did his best to protect people's health. We are so grateful to him."
The, I suppose, spat between the US and China continues in the realm of health here as well.
China has been criticized a little bit as of late because, well, now people from the World Health Organization, specialists have arrived in China. But there was a time when China, they say, kind of scoffed at the idea of receiving help from the outside world. And they say as well that that's kind of a trait of China's, that to react in a way that we don't need anyone's help from outside. We can handle this ourselves. But now there seems to be an acknowledgement that maybe outside help is needed. But the Chinese ambassador to the United States has defended China, saying, well, we're doing what we can. And scientists from all over the world, we're trying to figure this out together.
Yeah. In fact, he pushed back on what he called suspicion and rumors.
Yes, about the origins of the Wuhan coronavirus. I think there were some rumors out there that this was originated on purpose. This was developed on purpose. And when he pushed back, it means that he defended China. He defended their stance. So think about it literally. If someone physically pushes you, right? And then you push them back,
right.
Well, that's a way of you defending yourself. So if verbally you are attacked, and then you say, wait a minute, no, and then you defend yourself, then you are pushing back. It's meant in this context as a figurative meaning.
자기 방어를 한다는 의미로 여기서는 쓰였군요. Push back on something 이렇게 표현을 할 수 있겠습니다. Now, Tree also acknowledged that a lot is still unknown.
Yeah, so when you acknowledge something, then you recognize the existence of something or you recognize the reality of a situation. If you like a girl in your class and your friend says, oh, why don't you ask her on a date? And you might think, she doesn't even know I'm alive. Right? She never looks at me. She never talks to me.
Yeah.
You can say, she doesn't even acknowledge my existence. Meaning she doesn't even recognize that I'm alive and sitting or standing here.
네, acknowledge 그러면은 어떤 사실을 인정한다라는 뜻이 있습니다. 좋아하는 뭐 남학생 또는 여학생이 내가 살아있다는 존재도 모를 것 같아라고 할 때 they don't even acknowledge that I'm alive 이렇게 표현을 할 수 있겠고요. Or you could use it in the opposite situation when you realize that your crush actually knows your name.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, he or she has acknowledged my existence.
Yes, and people in Hollywood have acknowledged Bong Joon-ho for his great film. That's another sentence example, meaning by giving him these awards, they have recognized how great a movie it is.
네, 그렇습니다. 봉준호 감독의 기생충이 이렇게 인정을 받았죠. The movie has been acknowledged. All right, well, we'll leave that story there and go on to our next news focus. And this is what it is. In fact, it's about the movie Parasite. 두 번째 뉴스 포커스입니다. 봉준호 감독의 영화 기생충이 미국 아카데미 시상식을 휩쓸었죠. 미국 언론들은 기생충의 스포트라이트에 가려져 있는 또 다른 관전 포인트로 넷플릭스의 부진을 꼽았는데요. Let's listen to the story.
While Parasite's victory was a defining moment in the globalization of Hollywood, which had previously favored homegrown films over foreign language fare, this year's Oscars played out as a showdown between old Hollywood and new. That new player seems to be Netflix, which garnered the most nominations of any studio with 24 and spent heavily promoting its two Best Picture hopefuls this year, Marriage Story and The Irishman. Made by Martin Scorsese, The Irishman failed to win a single award after being nominated 10 times. Netflix grabbed only 2 Oscars for the documentary American Factory and for Marriage Story, which scored an award for supporting actress Laura Dern.
네, 넷플릭스가 이번에는 어떻게 보면 뭐 패했다 이런 보도가 여기저기서 나오고 있어요. So Netflix lost in this competition, if you will.
Well, I wouldn't worry too much about Netflix. I think
it is a huge industry in and of itself.
Are doing okay. But yes, when it came to the awards this year, they did not do well at all. They had so many nominations. I mean, just looking at The Irishman. Have you seen that film, by the way?
No, I haven't.
The Martin Scorsese film. It's very long. It's very retrospective, I think. But it was nominated for 10 awards and it didn't win one at all. So Netflix, the people at Netflix, I'm sure must be very disappointed in that, although they did have a couple of victories. And that's our expression from this story. Netflix grabbed only 2 Oscars, one for the documentary American Factory, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes, and the other for Marriage Story. I haven't seen Marriage Story yet, but they say it's an amazing movie.
Yeah.
Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, right? Anyway, to grab 2 Oscars means to get 2 Oscars. And this is an expression, well, in this context, maybe you can't use it that much, but you can use grab every single day of your life.
Yeah.
So this is a 5-star expression. Grab a coffee, grab some lunch, right? Those are 2 super common things you say almost every single day. And it simply means to go get a coffee, to go get some lunch.
맞아요. grab는 그 단어 자체를 놓고 보면 붙잡다, 움켜쥐다 이런 뜻이 있지만 가서 뭔가를 가져오다 아니면 먹다라는 의미로 실생활에서 많이 쓰입니다. 커피를 가서 뭐 사온다든지 아니면 가서 뭐 샌드위치 좀 먹을까 이런 얘기할 때도 Let's go and grab a sandwich.
Yeah.
Let's grab a coffee 이렇게 얘기를 할 수 있습니다.
And if you're going for lunch, you might grab a cab before you grab your lunch, and then you'll grab your lunch before you grab your coffee after lunch.
맞아요. 택시를 탈 때도 grab a cab 이런 식으로 이제 택시를 뭐라 그러나요? 우리도 택시를 잡는다 이런 표현을 가끔 쓰는 것 같은데 비슷한 뉘앙스로 보시면 되겠습니다. Okay, well, those were our first two news-focused stories. Let's remind our listeners of the quiz again.
The quiz question today, which of the following is also a Korean national treasure? Is it number 1, 석구람, number 2, banban chicken, number 3, japaguri?
네, 고칼슘 쌀룬 두유 총 5분께 보내드리겠습니다. 정답 계속 보내주세요.
What is 석구람, by the way?
석구람 is a grotto, which is a cave used by people. And this is part of the 불국사, which is the temple. So inside the grotto, you see a huge statue of Buddha. There are many of these, but it's a very famous one. And this particular cave it's like a man-made cave used for religious purposes. It has a very historical value. Here you have pictures just for you.
I'm looking now, yeah.
This is inside the cave.
Beautiful.
It's very nice, yeah. I think it's a UNESCO designated national treasure.
World Heritage Site.
Yeah, World Heritage Site.
Thank you, 선생님.
All right. And let's listen to a song. One Direction이 부릅니다. What Makes You Beautiful. Let's take a look at our next news focus story. 자, 세 번째 뉴스 포커스입니다. 버락 오바마 전 미국 대통령 부부가 넷플릭스와 합작해 만든 다큐멘터리 영화도 이번 아카데미 수상의 영예를 안았는데요. Let's listen to the story.
American Factory, a film backed by Barack and Michelle Obama's Higher Ground Productions, took home the award for Best Documentary Feature at the Oscar Awards. The film, about a culture clash at a Dayton, Ohio manufacturing plant, was the first project produced by the duo's new production outfit and marks a running start for the company. The former president tweeted, "Congrats the filmmakers behind the American Factory for telling such a complex, moving story about the very human consequences of wrenching economic change. Glad to see good people take home the Oscar for Higher Ground's first release." Not bad for your first film. You win an Oscar.
맞아요.
Right?
오바마 부부가요. 퇴임하고 처음으로 제작한 영화가 이번에 오스카상을 수상했습니다. 바로 이제 그 다큐멘터리 상을 받은 것인데요.
Now, this is not a film about Barack and Michelle Obama, by the way. Yeah, it's about a factory, and then you have workers from overseas coming to America, and it's about the culture clash of them working together. So when two things clash, okay, so let's see, let's check my clothing. Oh, a perfect example. All right, sorry. Here we go. On point and radio.
신발을 벗으셨어요?
This is a color clash, okay? So I'm wearing a yellow sweatshirt and orange shoes. Now, if I were going to a public party, would I wear this outfit? No. Did I realize I was going to show people? No. But yellow and orange are two colors that do not go together. They clash.
I see.
You can have a personality clash as well. If one person has a very strong personality that is 1, 2, 3, and another person has a very strong personality that is 9, 10, 11, well, those two personalities, they don't match very well. They probably don't like each other. That's a personality clash.
아하, 그렇군요. 클래시는 충돌을 말하는데요. 여기서는 culture clash라고 했기 때문에 이 영화의 내용을 봤을 때 이제 중국계 억만장자가 미국에 가서 공장을 재탄생시키는 그런 내용입니다. 그 중국 사람이 미국에 가서 문화의 충돌을 느꼈겠죠. 거기서의 클래시라고 보시면 되겠고 스티브 선생님이 일부러 신발까지 벗으면서 보여주신 것은 어떤 색감의 뭐 부조화라고 해야 될까요? 그런 게 충돌하는 색깔 여러 상황에서 쓸 수 있겠습니다.
Yes, exactly. But this is really great for this Higher Ground production company. Their first film wins an Oscar, and it's a running start for them. So this is an interesting expression. So if you, if you are getting off of a moving vehicle, okay, which never happens, but just hear me out.
Okay.
If you are jumping out of a car, okay, but before you jump out of the car, your feet are already moving, okay? So when your feet hit the ground, then phew, off you go. That's kind of the meaning of a running start with a company. It means that the company has just started, but they're already successful. They're already moving forward.
출발하는 단계에서부터 달린다. 그러니까 출발이 아주 좋다. 이런 의미로 보시면 되겠습니다.
I'll give you one more sentence example. If you are going to Europe, you've never been to Europe before, you start in London, right?
Yep.
So you have two choices. Number one, zero preparation, nothing. Don't look on the internet, don't look at tourist sites, don't look at restaurants. Or choice number two, you download all types of information on how to get around the city, how to get around Europe, how much tickets are going to cost, where are we going to eat. Well, if you do number two, it's going to give you a running start when you arrive in Europe because you're already ready to do it, if that makes sense.
네, 그렇죠. 뭐 사전에 여러 가지 준비를 하면은 시작이 아무래도 좀 더 유리하고 좋겠죠. 자, 이 기사에서 보면은요, 오바마 부부가 처음으로 만든 영화예요. 그래서 이제 처음 한 것 치고는 정말 성적이 좋지 않습니까? 오스카 상을 탔어요. 그러니까 시작이 정말 좋다라는 의미에서 it's a running start for the company
Yes,
by the Obamas.
that's right.
All right. Well, those were our news-focused stories. What is the answer to the quiz?
Which of the following is also a Korean national treasure? Well, I think there would be two possible answers. Banban chicken should be in there. But I have a feeling it's 석구람.
네, 1번 석구람이 정답이 되겠습니다. 김완수님, 윤이나님, 정세영님, 1016님, 8547님, 고칼슘 살룬 두유 보내드리겠습니다. 모닝스페셜 홈페이지 들어오셔서 주소 남겨주세요. Steve, what is today's expression?
Well, let's go back to that question from our listeners. Swimming, 수영은 필수다,
네,
right?
맞아요.
Swimming is a must. Swimming is necessary. We don't really like that, do we?
어떻게 할까요?
We kind of came up with something together, Sue and I, and this is what we thought. Swimming is something you must know how to do.
아하, 이렇게 풀어서 쓰는 게 가장 자연스럽겠네요. 이 상황에서 수영은 필수다. 수영은 반드시 알아야 할 어떤 인생의 스킬이다. 이런 의미로 swimming
Is something
something.
you must know how to do.
네, 이렇게 쓰시면 되겠습니다.
Another example would be riding a bike.
Oh yeah.
If you ask someone, can you ride a bike? And they say no, then the response may be, oh, riding a bike is something you must know how to do. And must know how to do is in reference to like life skills.
Yeah.
Right? That's what that
Exactly.
means. And must to can be replaced with have to. So you have to know how to do.
네, 그렇습니다. 수영은 필수다. 영어로 자연스럽게 풀어서 말하려면 swimming is something you must know how to do.
Yeah.
이렇게 하시면 되겠습니다.
We think that's what that means, right?
I think so,
That's
yeah.
the best we could come up with.
Yeah.
Hopefully that helps you out.
네, 질문 주신 6692님 감사합니다. And thank you, Steve, for your time this morning.
Gotta put my shoes on before I go.
Don't leave them behind.
I won't. Have a good Wednesday. See you tomorrow.
Okay. Well, coming up in the second hour of Morning Special, we have Say What with the Power English team and also Travel with Alex. Taking us there now is Lady C, I Blame You.